afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are sharing this with me today. It's Lynn, Copy Queen, Intuitive Business Mentor, and today I am popping in here because I was talking to a friend earlier this week, and one of the things that I was sharing with her are the 3 reasons that I love writing for my business. And I wanted to share them because those 3 reasons are not because I'm a word nerd, even though I am. It's not because I'm good at writing, even though I am. It's actually because of how writing for my business, and there's more specifics there, make me feel. It's how it makes me feel is the reason I am always happy to sit down, write a sales page, which I was doing yesterday, write some email content, which I've been doing today, write my daily posts for the groups that I'm in and for my own social media channels. So we all write a lot of content in our business, and how much better would it be if you enjoyed the process, huh? So I'm going to share with you today the 3 reasons I love writing for my business, because again, they're about how it makes me feel. And I want to share that so that you can have a think about and get into the zone, your feeling zone, to help you enjoy writing for your business. So there are 3 different areas where writing for my business really makes me happy, really gives me that feeling of joy. It gives me a feeling of connection. It gives me a feeling of sometimes bliss. And here's why. Let's talk about those 3 things. The first one is about connection to myself. So I talk a lot about your heart's message, which is about really connecting to why do you want to share the message that you're sharing. So when I sit down to write, I do my best to get into that energy. Sometimes I forget, but I certainly did before I hopped on today, because this is really important and I really want to transmit to you how powerful it is when we get into the feeling energies before we write. So that first one is how it makes me feel. So when I write for my business, I am often sharing my stories, or I'm sharing my knowledge, or I'm sharing my expertise, but I am sharing the things that are meaningful to me, that matter to my audience. So that really makes me happy. So I get down and I get to write and I get to be self-expressed in my business, which is one of the big reasons I do what I do, to support other women to be self-expressed in theirs. I don't know if you could just hear the kookaburras going nuts there, but they clearly agree with what I am saying right now. So, oh gosh, must be a team of them out there having a good sing-song. So that's the first reason, because of how it makes me feel to sit down and feel my heart's message expressed through me onto the page and the words that I share. So that's the first one. The next one is because I love receiving messages from the divine. So I can channel information. I do that with my clients when I'm working with them. I get those spark of inspiration, and I definitely feel like that's from the other world, the universe and guides and angels supporting me to support my clients. And so I love that. So when ideas land in, so I'm an ideas girl. So like when an idea pops in for a email or for something I can share. So even the planning part of me writing emails, I know that's a bit geeky, but even the planning parts of my emails are parts I enjoy. So receiving that inspiration for what to write, also a really huge love for me. It just makes me feel inspired. It makes me feel motivated. You know, so connecting to those ideas that I know my audience are going to love. So this is before I even sit down to write. That really juices me up. I'm like, yes, this is amazing. And again, it gives me the motivation to go and sit down and write. So that's the second piece, is feeling like I am a conduit for inspiration and ideas from the divine. So there's a third one, and that third one, of course, is connection with my audience. So connection with the person on the other side of my post who is listening or reading, listening to my videos like you are right now, or reading my posts. And a funny thing happened the other day, and I was really feeling into the energy of when I posted something, and I noticed that I would post and I would energetically go, oh, don't look, because posting online can feel quite vulnerable sometimes, right? So I'm cultivating this really wonderful image, and this might sound a little weird, but I'm cultivating this wonderful image of when I post, I can see my face in front of yours, like it's coming out of the screen, it's coming out of that post, and I am going, hello, welcome. This is an invitation. I'm so glad you're here reading this. I really hope it's helpful. And that just allows me to connect even more when I am writing and pressing the send or go live button, because connection is so important. Connection isn't just in the words that we share, it is in the energy that we are showing up in. So I realized there was a little tweak in there. I was like, oh, Lynn, Lynn, there's a little bit of you in there that's, showing up as slightly afraid. So I work on that. We all have these underlying visibility issues that we need to work through in order to really show up in the energy that we want to, and the energy that is really attractive and magnetic to our audience. And I don't know if you can think back to a time in your own life, but I remember, back in my 20s, I'd felt very different as a child. And I remember not necessarily feeling like I'd found my people. And when I was in my 20s and actually into my 30s, when I first started my business and really began to hang around with other people who were soul-inspired businesswomen, I really found my tribe. And when you meet someone and you get that spark of recognition, that's what you can do with the copy and content that you share in your business. So this is the third reason why I love it so much. So we've talked about, I feel like I get divine inspiration, I get to share my heart's message, and I get to connect with these incredible people around the world, including yourself, who is sitting here watching this, and I get to inspire you. I get to share knowledge that you may not have had that's actually going to be really valuable and useful in your business. We get to make a connection and build a relationship. You might come further into my orbit and sign up for one of my freebies. You might join one of my events. And if it feels right, you might go on to work inside one of my programs or in my one-to-one offers. All of that begins with a spark of recognition. That connection that you experience when you read something that I write, watch a video that I share, and you're like, oh, there's something there. And it could be you're like, oh, I like what she's saying, or I like her energy, or it could be, wow, that information was really useful. But there is a spark of recognition that we could be kindred, and that's the first step. Now, remembering that first step cannot happen if I'm not showing up, if I'm not sharing authentically, if I'm not sharing my heart's message, so you get the energy of who I am and can discover for yourself, does that resonate for me or not? But it begins with that courageous step of showing up as much of ourselves as we can, sharing our stories, sharing the value from our business and the transformation that we deliver. So all of that begins with that spark, which you can deliver through your content, through your message. Your message will create that spark of recognition in your soul clients. And I love this idea, because through me helping my clients to create more and more of that spark of recognition with their message for their soul clients, we create that ripple effect, because they do the same in their way for their clients. It's one of the things that really makes my heart on fire when I think about my gift to help somebody else spark their message, which then in turn they use in their business to ignite their own clients. So the three things that we're talking about today, so these are all of the reasons why I love writing content and copy for my business, but they are also reasons I'm offering to you today to really sink into and ponder when you are writing or showing up on a video for your business, because these three things aren't about skill. They're not about am I a superstar copywriter? It's about how do you feel when you are writing copy for your business. So just to recap, those three things were: I get the joy of self-expression, of sharing my heart's message through the content in my business. I get the bliss of receiving inspiration, but I think for me, I feel like it's divine inspiration. So there's ideas that pop in, you're like, oh, that's a good one, let's go and share that. I love that idea spark moment. So that really, I love that planning part to begin with. And then finally, it's that opportunity to really connect and ignite that spark of recognition in both my people who are already in my orbit, who know my work, who have been on the journey with me already, and also that spark of recognition in new people who are seeing me for the first time or reading my content for the first time, and giving them the information that they might need, often through an energy exchange of like, do I want to find out more? Do I want to step closer? So that's where that spark of recognition begins any relationship that you might be building with your audience, with new people in your audience. So I offer this to you today because I just believe that writing content and copy in your business can be such a sacred time, really beautiful way to share of yourself and connect with your audience. I know people don't always feel that way, and I really get it. I've worked with people on their messaging for 9.5 years now, so I know not everyone feels the way that I do right now when they write copy for their business, but I know that they can. This is why I'm so passionate about sharing how I feel about writing, because you can create that for yourself when writing in your business. If what I have shared with you today is of any interest, you might want to check out an event I'm running next week. It's called Message Magic. So what I've been talking about today are all of the ways that you can create magic with your message. And next week I'm going to be going deeper. It's a 3-day free event where I'm going to really share some valuable stuff around attracting your audience, connecting to them, and then presenting offers that allow them to become paying clients if the time and the fit are right. I'm going to pop the link in above if you'd like to come and join me for that. It starts on Monday. It is absolutely free. People really love the content that I share in my events. I tend to give some good detail, because it matters to me that you have what you need to be able to use the information I share in your business immediately. So check out the link, come and join me for Message Magic next Monday if you would also like to explore these 3 layers of feeling and how you can utilize those to create more creative, more inspired, and more connecting content in your own business. Have a beautiful evening or day or morning, what time ever you're watching this, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.